Guess we on. Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of L'Esprit. I am a spiritual healer. And technically, as a spiritual healer, what I do is that I help people to become mentally and emotionally balanced. And, when I'm referring to, emotionally balanced, I'm not referring to, let's just say, how to be polite or maybe not to raise your voice, you know what I'm saying, or creating that type of facade. But when I'm talking about being emotionally balanced, I'm referring to you understanding how your emotions work, understanding, the messages in your because ultimately you're dealing with your energy. So you got to understand how energy works. There's messages, there's flow, there's information, and that is in fact there is such a thing called emotional intelligence. So what this is referring to is, let's just say hypothetically, in this world, right, that would be someone who knows how to deal with people on a fucking personal and emotional level. Do you see what I'm saying? But anyway, so when I'm talking about being emotionally balanced, I'm referring to you understanding how your emotions are being created. Then you have to understand your emotional pattern. Now, at that point, if there's any type of emotional blockages that has to be removed, that's what, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but that's what the internal work or the shadow work is pretty much all about. But you can't do your shadow work if you're not emotionally balanced. Or the process doing the shadow work is to get you to become emotionally balanced. I mean, you tomatoes, tomatoes, right? But nevertheless, that's what I'm referring to. Now, when we're talking about helping you to become mentally balanced, it's quite the same thing. It's mostly you understanding how your mind is being conditioned, meaning you would have to understand the society that you're in. How is your mind being influenced? To master your mind, meaning you make it yours. You can't master your mind if somebody else is mastering you. But again, for you to understand that, that's why it's important for you to understand how it's being, shaped, meaning conditioning, understanding the society that you're living in, and pretty much the umbrella of it all. It's what spirituality is all about. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, the one thing that pretty much embodies it all. You know what I'm saying? It's what spirituality is. Now, if you're coming back, you already know. Before I proceed, essentially, that's exactly what I do. So, I just like to introduce myself so you know what you in for. You know what I'm saying? So now, with that being said, my motherfucking niggas, those of you who are coming back, you already know what this is. Let's do it. It's always a pleasure here. We're breaking bread. You know what I'm saying? This is a holy communion. Let's do what we came here to do. Now, tonight we're gonna be talking about knowing your true identity or knowing your identity is your happiness pretty much. But before I even get into that, as part of my routine, especially if this is your first time here or if you're coming back, as a spiritual healer, spirituality is the foundation or the Bible of what I use. You know what I'm saying? So it's only right that we talk. I always like to pretty much, define what spirituality is to you, or what spirituality is, or maybe what it should be to you. But anyway, now when we're talking about spirituality, most people normally look at it as something that's outside of. But the reason why they actually look at it this way is because they were trained or conditioned to identify who they are with their physical only. So therefore, if I were to talk about spirituality or even God or even energy and shit like that, you would look at me like, what the fuck is this motherfucker talking about? Because you have not trained to identify yourself as, well, the word spirituality derives from spirit, but as a mind, as a living mind. So now you have something called the occult now that comes in to help you to have a better understanding of your reality, meaning of the person that you are. So to begin with, the reason why a lot of people look at spirituality as being outside of them, one, they were conditioned to even, like, to look to identify them. That's the key word, as just the physical. Because you have to understand. That's why I mean that's what, let's just say, other spiritualists would call, now you living a human mind, or humanity. It's being called that way because now, I mean, your vision is limited. That's truly what it is. That's why the true masters, us, we understand. You know what I'm saying? That's why we transcend everything. We are transcendent masters or ascended masters, however the fuck you want. Same shit, same difference. But anyway, what the fuck? So now the occult pretty much is giving you a deeper understanding of who you are, right? So we help you to understand, for instance, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you're a little more than just your physical self. Like you have something called NU, a subconscious mind. Then you also have something called a conscious mind. So keep in mind, all of these things are addressing that's everybody's life. Any human being you come across, every single one of these motherfuckers got a conscious mind, they got a subconscious mind. But before, due to how your mind was conditioned, you wouldn't look at people that way or even to think about any of that. So I'm saying this to say, the occult is just showing us the complexity of us. It's showing you that you are your physical and more. That's truly what this is all about. And the whole term of mind, body, and soul, it's all in alignment. So truly, when we talking about spirituality, it's everything around you. Now, due to ignorance, you separate yourself from it. Then you say, it's a fucking religious thing. Or if you don't say that, you say, well, it's just a belief system or belief systems, however you like to put it. So it's not, there's nothing, yeah, I mean, it's not truly related to you. And that's the misconception. That's the misunderstanding. That's you looking at it the wrong way. Because everything that those spiritual masters are doing is to help you to remember, to reconnect, to know who you are again. So you are a star up there, you a star over here, motherfucker. Wake up. The light is the light. Once you become the light, that's how the knowing who you are is setting you free. There's no fucking illusion. It's all you. And by the way, when we talk about illusion, that's exactly what the Indian call this reality, meaning it's not what it looks like. And if you're really looking at it, that's what we're going through every day. When you say you grow, or as a child, I spoke as a child, now I'm a man, I speak like a man, that's what you are insinuating. This transition, those different forms, deaths that you have to go through, the permanent change, the growth in you, meaning you having or a deeper inner standing of you, and now you grasping, you're looking at the reality on a whole different level. So now that's why we talk about the Christ consciousness. That's the level you need to get to, because everybody's conscious, but we are conscious, in different degrees. The understanding that I have of life right here, right now, versus my son who's 5 years old, it's totally different. Now we're sharing the same space. Motherfuckers right next to me. I'm living a whole different reality, and so is he. He's Spider-Man. Only I'm the true Spider-Man. This motherfucker don't know it yet. Because this is what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? We working. Anyway, so literally, we all needs to be deep niggas. Meaning, you having the ability to see beyond the smoke. So this plane, the physical, is a smoke. And that's what spirituality is telling you about. So pretty much when we're talking about spirituality, we're talking about you, your story. Then now you have the ancestors who pretty much, what I'm saying, left you manuals, notes, things to pretty much raise your consciousness to the to Krishna, the Christ consciousness, the Buddha. This is when you know who you truly are at this point. So we're still talking about the same reality here. This is your regular life. That's why what people are calling your humanity is your spiritual fucking playground. That's where your growth is taking place. That's where you have to open up your third eye, doing your chakra work. All that bullshit is just different levels of understanding. To me, when we talk about the chakras, it has that side of it, but the to me, you know what I'm saying? Those are life lessons or degree of consciousness too. Not just colors, not just some like a fucking intuition, passion. Yeah, all of that comes with a state of consciousness as well. That's why when you become the living mind, everything you got everything. Yo, you got a smooth operation going. You heal. So as a spiritual healer, that's pretty much what I do. So I help you to know who you are. But you gotta, you get to, you get to the point to know who you are by being emotionally and mentally balanced. But most importantly, is to understand your identity. What do you identify yourself with? So the title here, knowing your identity, is your true happiness. Because now, let's go back to, let's just say we're going with society, which pretty much teach you, that you are just this physical body. And as a result of that, there's a whole world that has been created by that understanding. I guess that's what the Matrix is trying to tell you niggas. Now, that world, because you don't know who you are, or you identify yourself with fucking just the physical, now, what do you need? Validations, accolades, competitions. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. Like, it all comes with that. That's why when you following yourself or you becoming in alignment with yourself, it's gonna be like that route is not for you. You won't even identify with that. Because when you're doing yourself, why the fuck would you care about somebody else? I mean, respectfully too. And this is the whole thing about, you getting into yourself or becoming in alignment with yourself, right? Because, and that's why pretty much I tell people to follow your dreams, follow your talent, whatever the fuck your bliss is, your passion, because that is an activation key in you that's going to lead you into yourself. It's a journey, it's a growth. Then now you're going to have to follow that dream. What is it going to take? There's going to be situations where, okay, but all of that has to do with who you identify with. But if you identifying with a false self or something you should be because it's not you, it's not you. So you automatically, so when we're talking about clones, that's truly what clones are. You sleepwalking. And as you're sleepwalking, you're stepping on everybody's toes. It's chaotic. So pretty much we are, we live in a society that's teaching you how, greed is good. That's why we're all about our money, man. Money is your justification for you. It's your fucking excuse for everything. You know what I'm saying? Money is your justification. That's greed, man. That's the fucking society you in. So it's only right, for you to have scammers, criminals like that. It's built that way. It's built for it. If this shit didn't happen, I would be fucking surprised. It's built that way. That's why whenever you're not in alignment with you, it's chaotic. But again, we're talking about what are you like, like based on what you identify with, you know what I'm saying? You done created a whole fucking world, a vicious cycle. You know what I'm saying? Greed is being praised. Think about it, yo. In our society, nigga, we praise fucking businessmen. Look around you. Who do you refer to? Who, you know what I'm saying? Business niggas. how much money Jay Z got. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West lost a deal in a month. That motherfucker, whatever the fuck the money is, like it's just greed. 'Cause that's what I think the um the Gita, the Indians and the Tibetan monks, they also talk about that too. That's why they tell you, you know what I'm saying, this world, can't recall exactly the way they say it, but that's why they call it your suffering, your sufferance, you know what I'm saying, due to fucking competition, anxiety, motherfuckers don't know who they are, they trying to act like something else. Do you see what I'm saying? But keep in mind, we're talking about that's why ignorance, you don't know who you truly are. So all of that suffering that the monks or whatever the fuck they are talking about, all that bullshit that you see in the world, or some spiritualists would call it, you know what I'm saying, fucking humanity, which is not truly, which is ignorance, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. So you done created a whole fucking, if you want to call it the matrix, and that's what the whole. Then now in the mix of it, then you have something called the new age that actually come in. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is when you're understanding now, you're saying, since you motherfuckers are greedy motherfuckers, you need to control your greediness. Ego. So now, yet you still not scratching, you're not getting to the root of the problem. Because now you're saying it's your motherfucking ego. Then your ego become your fucking enemy. But that's not the source of the problem. Motherfucker, you're a greedy motherfucker. Why were you considered being greedy? That's where you have to master your fucking environment. Then that has to do with the type of knowledge you were being fed. That's what conditioning your mind is. It's telling you how to think. So therefore, if I'm telling you how to think, I am controlling your reality. That's what mind control is. I tell you how to react. I tell you how to do all of that. And then I give you a reward pretty much for acting good. And that's what you know what I'm saying? So now it's almost like if you want to show that you are somehow smart, you wouldn't yell. You wouldn't raise your voice. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Can you imagine if you raising your voice or if you're being passionate about what the fuck you're saying, but because of too much passion, what you said don't no. I mean, you were not you lost your mind. I'm like that's hey. Those who know would know. If you got ears to hear what I just said, hey, you blessed. We're just gonna leave it there. But anyway, to get back to again, we're talking about your identity and how based on now if you choose yourself, hey, come on, man. That's when harmony comes in. You know what I'm saying? That's when you have transcended. You get to see things for exactly what they are. You know what I'm saying? You don't fall for the okie doke, man. So even to separate anything, that is the very foundation of ignorance. Because when you separate it, you create what is called duality, two sides. But to truly see things for what they are is when those two sides become one. And we have that all around us. If you're shooting at something, you gotta become the aim for you to hit it. You see it in those movies, but that's what it is. So in other words, there's no separation. But yet you're still not the same. Well, that's what the fucking illusion is. It makes you feel like there's a separation. You are fucking energy. Come on now, niggas. I'm taking it up a notch. I'm slow. I'm slowing it down. All right. I got ahead of myself. You know what I'm saying? But there's so much to talk about. That's the type of conversation that we need to have. But that pretty much entails having a deeper understanding of what's around you or becoming more conscious. And now for you to become the enlightened one, the anointed one, the shiny ones, the Illuminati, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I mean, they do them. Well, I mean, shit. I mean, I hope you're doing you. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're doing you. Then now, when you're doing you now, you become that. And often when the occult, they talking about it being God amongst men. When you embody those God qualities in you, that's why your spirituality, you have to materialize your spirituality. Do you see what I'm saying? Like your energy in itself should speak for itself. You know what I mean? So that's why we say so and so is this, so and so is that. You know what I'm saying? When you step up, when you show up, if you're a Leo energy, you already know what you already know, baby. You know I'm bringing the heat. Man, you shouldn't be touching fire, man. You're gonna get your hands burned. Scotty didn't know. But anyway, the key, like, knowing your identity, that's your true happiness. Because now, when you know who you truly are, when you get to see beyond the smoke, you're not competing with anybody. Already, I mean, shit, even having little, listen, if you're not happy with having little, you'll never be happy with fucking having a lot. And that's what comes with when you identify yourself with the material world. So, see, we're talking about knowledge here. Ignorance meaning you don't see it truly as it should be or as it is. And then now, knowledgeable, you get to see it for what it is. You know what this is. Hey, I know what this is. You can't fool me. You can't fool me. So technically, spiritualists or spiritual healers, that's technically the statement that we're making. You ain't fooling me, man. You ain't fooling me at all. But anyway, to get back to the impact or the world that is being created due to ignorance or due to lack of knowledge, same thing, or due to the fact that you'll only identify yourself with the physical world, then now you build greed around you, meaning to do good in life. You know what that means. It's not you doing what you like. It's your bank account. It's almost like even in those black movies, right? If oh shit, Boomerang. There was a part where Martin Lawrence was talking about, hey man, you know what I'm saying? So he was considered like this, not racist, But the type of what they in the black community over here, what they calling, the knowledgeable brothers, right? So now, and after he would talk all that shit, the black ball. I mean, you probably have to see the movie just to see what I'm trying to say. So technically, he was just saying, describing racism, but the way he was describing it, it's not the regular way. Like he's helping you see deeper than that, right? But what it all comes down to, it's almost like they're telling you, yo, this spiritual niggas, man, and then this nigga's gonna ask you, yo, can I borrow $5? You know what I'm saying? So this is another way to discredit everything he just said, because if everything, pretty much, this is what this is saying. If everything this motherfucker made sense, he wouldn't ask you to borrow $5. I don't think you understand the logic here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, this you living in a greed fucking society. You are conditioning it to be that way. Why the fuck would you not want to have the Gucci glasses, baby? You know what I'm saying? Holding those, you know what I'm saying? The dollar bills, you know what I'm saying? This is your, you know what I'm saying? This is your phone now. It all makes sense, man. If you say it's crazy, well, it could be, but there's other things you're not taking under consideration. It's built for you to be that way. That's why, not just that, it's on TV too. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing you. It's on TV too. I mean, I already said what I said, but if you were not convinced, let's just say I was talking some shit, but having it on television for everybody to see, what is that telling everybody? Come on, man. This is as dumb as I could say it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, nigga, this is as dumb as I could explain this shit. I dumb it to the best of my fucking ability, nigga. I dumb the shit all the way down to my knowledge. Anyway, sound some bullshit as always. Mm. So now your identity. So we're talking about greed here, right? You know what I'm saying? So the more, I mean, look at our fucking society, man. Who are we talking about? More production and all of that shit. So now, for you to get to you, you have to overcome all that shit. That's why part of you growing up, in so many words, you are reversing everything. You are unlearning the bullshit. That's what some of the new ages. That's what they're trying to tell you. Because I'm just taking myself in your reality for a minute because I was in there. I took myself out. Come on, nigga. I'll make the shit mine. Listen, man, it speaks for itself. You know that? Shit, nigga. This shit don't get no nigga than that. Like shit, nigga. I bank on my nigga shit. Put my heart in that nigga shit. You feel me? You don't get if it gets any niggerish than that, you let me know. I'll get mad. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Then I'll probably start speaking Creole and shit. You feel me? Shit. Then we all even. Nigga. You don't get no niggerish than that. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hope you. Mm, you know what I'm saying? when you when you know the energy, oh, it's beautiful. The connection, your happiness, it's in that. So like just like I was talking about, right? So now, if you're seeking for other people's validation, then you gotta get more, and that's the vicious cycle. The more you get, the minute your money go down, oh, you have a fucking issue here because now your happiness, you know what I'm saying, is based on your monetary fucking status. And unfortunately, here's the bad news: if you're not happy with little, you're not gonna be happy with a lot, and that's gonna fluctuate. And guess what you're gonna do? By any means necessary, you gotta get it. Does that sound familiar? Don't we all gotta get it? Oh, I'm getting it too. Oh, I know about all getting it. But we're speaking different languages though. The way I get my shit ain't the way you get your shit, nigga. I'm trying to get you on the other side. It's all quality. It's not how much you see, but it's how you're looking at it. Because regardless of how much you see, if you're looking at it from the wrong way, man, it means nothing. You're just the best dummy. Don't put yourself in that category. Don't do that to yourself. Why would you do that? Why the fuck would you want to do that anyway? Anybody. Don't do it. But anyway, so of course, so now you gotta have more. You know what I'm saying? And the minute if you're losing money and everything like that, it's a heart attack. It's what the fuck? That's a whole different reality. You know what I'm saying? That's the suffering right there. But when you choose yourself, you go beyond just money. And guess what? The reality also is teaching you there's more than money. That's why you got to see beyond the smoke. I'll tell you right now, if you got $1 million, nigga, let's just say you hungry around 2 o'clock and there's no fast food. Let's just imagine there's no fast food. You got to go to a regular restaurant. Your $1 million means nothing. So now those poor people, or or let's just say, okay, McDonald's open. Those $5 an hour motherfuckers, those are the niggas that's feeding you. I mean, shit. Like now, like you got to a point where that's what ignorance is. You didn't even see that. You still downplaying this motherfucker. Oh, he works on McDonald's. That's true. Yeah. 2 o'clock, you were hungry. Yeah, you had money. Yeah, but these niggas were fucking open, right? Yeah, I got you. Uh, That's why they say if it wasn't for poor people, rich people would have to eat their money. What does that tell you? That type of understanding, it's not being fucking humble. That's what I tell niggas. Like a lot of people, yo man, you down to earth. Yeah, nigga, I'm wise. That's what the fuck this is. It's not being down to earth. It's not trying to humble. No, it's the fucking truth. When you embrace it that way, and then now you start living it, that's how that's how you materialize your spirituality. That's how you are reflecting that light that you are, the star that you are. That's the hollow. That's your aura. That's all of that shit. And it's being reflected in your energy. Somebody else could see it. Come on now, niggas. What niggas are labeling as the saint? with the hollow, that's regular niggas, implying the enlightened one. You get to see shit for what the fuck it is. You remember, you reconnect, you become who you were. You know the truth, man. Once you know who you were, that's what I'm saying. Shit, I'm not concerned with this shit. I'm good. I'm not. This is not the first time I'm doing this, man. Yo, to be 41 fucking years old for me to come from where I come from. Oh, listen, this is a blessing for me. This is a testimony even to my own fucking life. To Hootie's here, nigga. Come on, man. You know what that is? That's downloads after downloads. That's growth, 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 growth. Connecting everything. Okay, I was saying too much right there. Uh, I mean, it slipped out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? You have to become the word, man. The word's got to be made flesh. This is you have to. This is your humanity is your spirituality. But what you identify yourself with has to do with the degree of consciousness. Now, that degree of consciousness, that's what we're saying, it's lower in society. That's what they do. That's why they rocking you to sleep. You're not knowing much about yourself, but you're knowing a whole lot about how you should be. That's mind control. Mind control has nothing to do with trying to convince you about anything. Even marketing, a lot of you guys don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I had past recordings where I talk about this, but let me put you on some games real quick. Let me summarize this shit for you. And just to give you a little bit of background too, like, you know what I'm saying? Like one point I wanted to when I was doing my undergrad, marketing was some of the shit I wanted to get involved in because I'm that creative type of nigga. So I'm saying all of that to say, there's a little bit of credentials in terms of the things that I learned from them, and also in terms of the things that I came to understand. So when we're talking about marketing, I'm saying all of that to say, marketing, right? These niggas, they study you. They're not looking for persuading you. They just want to know what you want that you don't know that you want. Let me say that again. They just study what you want, but you don't know what you want. I'll give you an example. Steve Harvey came out with a book title, and that was the beginning of his success. He cracked the code. Steve Harvey cracked the fucking code. And he knows it, he understands it. Every fucking musician, artist, you have to understand the wave, the collective consciousness. Niggas, we're going in for a second. So now, when this nigga came out with the book, Think Like a Man, act like a lady, he wasn't saying anything new. He was saying what most of these women are already thinking, but they don't know it. Because all these bitches are acting like niggas or want to be like niggas, but yet, you know what I'm saying, they want to sit down and pee. Like, ew, I'm not yet. But yet they're acting like they want to become like you. And here we go again. Also had to do with how they have been conditioned to think. Society. So again, keep in mind, based if you identify yourself with your physical self, I'm just taking you on a whole different world, the layers that had been created that by this imaginary world. It goes deep. Motherfuckers are falling more and more into illusion. And that's what they keep giving you, more fucking illusion. The modern world, like everything is changing. They changing numbers and all that shit, digital. Like you feel like you know what I'm saying? And that's not true. You regressing as a human being. So when we talking, let's get this one thing straight. When we're talking about the modern world, what you're truly referring to is creation. It's manufacturing. Manufacturing. You're talking about fucking, airplane, and it's creation. Matters. So now you feel better. You calling yourself a modern man. You got Wi-Fi. You got Bluetooth. But as a human skill, you don't have that. Yo, listen, African niggas. Let's talk some shit. Let's go in for a second. We passed down a whole generation. I mean, we passed down our fucking mythologies, our tradition through like that's what they call like a fucking oral tradition, and it was never lost. You know how to tell you if you have somebody, if you have 10 people, right, looking at the same thing that happened, every single one of these people will tell you something different. See, that's what happened in the European world. And for the most part, yes, because what they're telling you here, everybody's look at reality differently. Now, here's what we do, and we mastered it. Let's take your ABCs right now. I'm showing you a human skill, and I'm 41 years old, man. Yo, to some of you, I could be old, to some other, like, but for me, though, it's like, whoa. And by whoa, I'm saying it's like it's like so much that I'm looking at. But anyway, to get back to that fucking example, right? Oh, I kind of lost it for a minute, but I think I'm gonna catch it right back. So let's go back to the modern world. What you really talking about? That's what I was talking about, right? But we understood how mind control works. If I tell you to give me your ABCs, because we understand the way your mind works. So our tradition was being transferred from mouth to mouth, meaning now we know we code that shit with rhyme, There's a book, Mind Control, written by a motherfucker, J.K. Ellis. Yeah, I think that's what his name is. Ellis definitely in it. I'm not sure, but whatever the fuck. Mind Control 101 or Mind Control. This nigga did a good work at understanding African culture. Us niggas. So that's why I tell niggas, depending on your level of consciousness, what this nigga was really telling you in mind control is for you to control your mind. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Ooh, I'm getting hot. So much to talk about. But anyway, what the fuck? We were talking about mind control, right? So we were talking about what the fuck? I think I lost it. J.K. Ellis. Why the fuck was I talking about this nigga? And that's the beauty of it too, being in that space. It's beautiful. But anyway, everything happens for a reason. Um, so now we're talking about we transferred our tradition through rhyme, right? And that's how you know your fucking ABCs. You master that shit. You master that shit so much. Let me tell you how much you master that shit. I could tell you if I were to ask you, yo, what comes after K, right? And you may not even remember it, but you'd be like, yo, nigga, hold up. Give me a second. You mastered, not only that you have mastered the information, I'm trying to show you the way our ancestors, right, were translating our tradition. That shit was never changed. It was never lost in translation. Why? Because it was coded and they knew how to Nigga. They knew, that's why they put it in rhyme. Even when you don't fucking remember your ABCs, you could trigger that song and you'll get it. I swear to you. If anybody asks you Z, what comes after whatever the fuck, nigga, just give me a second. Like, nigga, oh shit, you fucking up my pretty nigga. Give me a second. That's how much you know it. Because they put it in songs and now you can never forget it. That's mastering, nigga. Our ancestors. Shit, you want to talk about mind control? They knew how the mind worked very well. That's why we also have rites of passage. Nigga, it's not how much you see, man. How are you looking at it? How are you looking at it? It makes the whole difference. It makes a world of differences. So again, your identity is important. Like I'm just also like there's so many layers that I'm trying to I'm bringing out. I'm taking out from the darkness to the light for you to understand. And this is your everyday reality. But once you raise your consciousness, it becomes different. You know what I'm saying? That's how you are in the world, but not of the world. Or of the world, not in the world. However the fuck you want to put it. But when you get it, you understand it though. That's what this is. Yo, I'm living it. It's on you. Nigga. Shit. I live what I talk about, as you should. That's why the knowledgeable guy become wise, right? You know what that means? He actualized that knowledge. That's what you niggas are calling street knowledge. But you don't understand. Everybody, well, not everybody. There's no like what you guys are referring to streets. You're talking about illegal shit. But everybody's in the streets, man. What do you think the police are? What do you think the FBI is? What do you think, you know what I'm saying? The White House is. It's not the streets. I mean, obviously, you see, we have different definition of the streets, right? So you call illegal shit streets, right? But everybody's outside though. Everybody's outside. You need anything, you gotta come outside and get it. Everybody's outside. How are you looking at it? So again, when validation or the external becomes that's what worshiping idols is, by the way. But when you don't identify with that, it's suffering. That's why now motherfuckers are trying to tell you to have gratitude. But gratitude, you see, based on how you're being fed, is everyday's life. When you're talking about gratitude, it's just to have a greater understanding of the reality that you're looking at. That's the power of fucking gratitude. That's what gratitude is. In other words, is to see beyond the veil. Yeah, I may not have money, but guess what? I got another day. I could change things. You see, like, but anyway, I'm not gonna get. That's more on a personal tip. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, it's just another day. You know what I'm saying? Gratitude is not because you didn't die. I don't like that. I guess I'm gonna say it anyway to be fast because that type of death is only referring to it's just a stop. But what they're truly talking about is just not truly that this is a stop, but it's another opportunity for you to make things different. I was thinking that way yesterday. Well, guess what? Today I have the opportunity to think about it differently. It's a new day. It's a new day. It's sunny. Guess what? Yes, it was rainy outside yesterday. Just saying, perhaps, maybe. You see what I'm saying? So it all pretty much comes down to when we're talking about gratitude, it's just having again, how are you looking at it? Because you may have some. Jamie Foxx was talking about some shit. He was talking about. He said he didn't name. He didn't tell us the name of the dude, but he was saying like this motherfucker was sitting on $5 million yachts, whatever the fuck. I don't remember the whole conversation. But to make a long story short, the nigga was losing money. Yes, but at the same time, he had all of these things. See, that's what I'm saying. If you're not happy with little, you're not gonna be happy with a lot, dog. That make a difference. Make a difference. That's why knowing who you are is your true happiness. Because there's a whole other world that is also being created with that. Compassion, love. I do me, you do you. No competition here. No, for what? I don't compete. No. Do you. I'm gonna do me. Why do I need to compete with you? I'm not you. You're not me. I got a dick. You got a pussy. Even if you got a dick too, you're still not me. Well, yours might be smaller. Definitely. Woo! And mine, I can't even talk about it. Do you see what I'm saying? So now we're talking about a different approach to things, a different way of looking at quality instead of quantity. Quality, quantity. I always love to give this example as a Haitian nigga. You have like 100 mangoes that is not ripe, then you have one mango that's ripe. The 100 mangoes means nothing because you cannot eat it on the spot. Yeah, it's good for the future, but for right now, those it means nothing. And should I remind you, you are living in the now every time, at all times. Even when they become ripe, you are there at that time, and you're still present at that. That's why the African tells you, how the fuck did they say that shit? Like chasing two birds. There's some shit they say one bird in the hand is better than chasing two or three birds. That's what you have. In other words, they're talking about, yeah, right here, right now. What are we talking about, man? So there is a whole different world that is created, that is being created by you being in alignment with yourself. And that's where the ancestors are working on you. Oh, when you get there, listen, like they're already at the door. That's why you have to wake up to that information. It's already there for you. They already did it. If you don't believe it, well, look at the monumentals, the history, everything. It's been done. And that's where I'm confident at. And that's why these niggas fuck with me too. So because I get it. So like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Another day at the office for me, baby. You know what I'm saying? It like would that be a guy that you would like to hate? So like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I think I should go for a vote. Like, what do you think? Are you wilding? But again, so now we're saying, or in my mind, I'm thinking that I try to get you into the abyss pretty much. When I'm talking about the abyss, right? I'm talking about, understanding the layers that is being created from you not, or what I'm saying, for you trying to be something else but you. And that's where the greed comes in, those everything else comes in. Your weight is for everybody. How do you look good? You're working out, you're looking good. Like all of that. It just is. That's the society you know what I'm saying? Even a motherfucker's eating right. Like it should be for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like when we talk about beauty, it's gotta be physical. I love it though. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I'm talking about, what I'm saying, the words gotta be made flesh. But I'm also trying to get you not just the physical beauty, nigga, get your others, what I'm saying, beauty on. And once you find that, that is your source of your true happiness. Because now, let's just say if you gain 5 pounds, you feel a certain way. But you find that true self. It doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna let I mean you know what I'm saying, the 20 pounds. Now what we're saying is we go beyond that. We could gain the 20 pounds. I still feel good though. It happens. It's not the end of the world, baby. You know what I'm saying? Shit, give me a week. You know what I'm saying? You think I'm lying? Give me a week. It's nothing. How are you looking at it? So again, you're knowing your true identity is your happiness. Because when you find that happiness, it goes beyond the numbers. You could be happy with little. And nigga, if you happy with little, you already know what's gonna happen with a lot. So I taught niggas. Nah, nigga, we know exactly who we are. Oh shit, we popping all that shit. But don't get it fucked up for a second. It just is what it is. Nigga, let me tell you a little something, right? We're gonna talk some shit here. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you know what I'm saying? As part of the fucking journey, nigga, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to hit some rock bottom, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I went from a nigga that used to get my whole salmon. You know what I'm saying? We paying about 120, 140. You know what I'm saying? We eating fresh fruit. To now, when a nigga, you can't do that, what you gonna do? Nigga, I done learned how to make all type of different croquettes, nigga. With fucking tuna. If you want a recipe, holla at me, nigga. I got you. And by the way, too, that shit got me sharp, nigga. Okay? Trust me. You miss my food, get the fuck out of here. Mm. Excuse. But anyway, I'm just showing you like the beauty and everything that. Oh my god! But anyway, the bottom line is happy with little. Oh, Nick, shit. When you got a lot, shit, you already know. Yeah. So that's why you know what I'm saying, knowing yourself. Listen, man. Now when you talk about gratitude, now do you see what I'm saying? Like you could see beyond. Listen, man. You know the difference. Like there's a difference. Yeah, nigga, it could be a lot worse than that. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot worse than that. You know what I'm saying? So it's having a deeper understanding of your reality, truly. All that humbleness or whatever the fuck, you could dress it how you like. But for me, it's wisdom. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell niggas, man. Like, how do you be a fake spiritualist? How, how do you be a fake spiritualist? This shit is meant for you to live. You faking this shit? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you see how motherfuckers fake trying to be smart? You want to sound smart and don't want to be smart? I wonder how smart that is. Smart is that? Please let me know. The words got to be made flesh. The living mind. Again, your knowing your identity is your true happiness. I sin. Bravo. Ali.